Wandering off, and we are going through Final Fantasy XI online. And right now, we're currently playing a monk. That is our job that we have chosen. And we are working on trying to get from 1 to 99 without dying. Right now, we are level 40, and so we're going to continue our journey. In the last episode, we did a grind from level 30 to 40. In this episode, we're actually going to take the time to go and visit the other three cities, Sandoria, Windurst, and Wayno. And so, this video will probably be cut into 3 separate videos just so we can have one for each city. I think that's the better way to do it. So let us jump into our character. Now we haven't done, like I said in the last video, we haven't done any Bastok missions really yet. We've done one, and that was the Zern report, and that's the only one we've done thus far. So we'll be doing those sometime soon. Well, a few of those missions sometime soon. But I think in this video we will go ahead and so like I say, I don't think this server has even got anybody on it hardly. I've seen like 1 or 2 people, and that's probably all that's on here. So our first thing is we want to go talk to the guard and get a signet cast on us, and we want to make sure that we have our scroll of instant warp. So in this video we shouldn't be fighting any monsters, so because all we're going to be doing is traveling. So we doesn't really matter if we lose signet or not throughout our adventure, but it is a good idea to have them. So we're gonna check and make sure we have this. And also at this time we have he sells a warp ring, and since we have 7,700 conquest points, we could afford the warp ring. The warp ring costs 5,000 points, so we might as well pick that up. Warp ring, all races, enchantment warp, level 1 all jobs. So there's an when you equip it, there's an 8-second cooldown, so you have to wait 8 seconds before you can use it. However, this does have a 10-minute cooldown after you've used it. So and we'll go ahead and put that in our wardrobe. Or did I? Oh, I didn't buy it. Sorry, I thought I did. I just closed close the screen. I thought we had bought it. So, oops, yeah, the warp ring. So, are you sure you want to purchase this item? So, yes. Now we have a warp ring. Now we can go to our thing and put it in our wardrobe. And I still recommend, even if you get the warp ring, to grab a scroll of instant warp. Just in case you need one. That way you have 2 ways of warping instead of just the one. So on this journey, our first place we're going to go visit is Sandoria. So let's pull up our map real quick. So let's view our map. And as it stands, we are currently in Bastok. And there's 3 cities that we need to visit. And one of them is going to be Sandioria. The other is going to be Wano, which is way over here. And then the third one will be Windurst, which is right here. And it kind of looks like they're side by side, but they're on completely opposite sides. So our first trip is going to be getting from Bastok all the way over to Sandoria. Now, you probably will be taking this trip a little earlier than at level 40. Like I said, on my other attempts, I would go at level 30. You might want to go at level 20, and you can. It just depends on when you want to do it. But eventually, you will need to jump in whatever city that you started with, because you can start in Sandioria or you can start in Windurst, but you will eventually want to make trips to the other cities, no matter where your home point or your starting city was. And so we're in Bastok now. Hopefully you can see my mouse cursor. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't when we're on the map. So hopefully you can. If you can't, I apologize. But let us go over how we would walk there if we absolutely had to walk there. Starting from Bastok, we would go into South Gustafsburg and we'd go up into North Gustafsburg, across the little river. We'd go up into Kronstadt Highlands, and then we would go up into the Valkrum Dunes, and then from the Valkrum Dunes, we'd just walk right up into Lethane Plateau, and from the Thane Plateau, we'd walk up into West Ronfer, and at low level, I think this area might be a little high. Like the monsters might be a little higher in this area. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, what you could do is just come over into East Ronfer, and that should keep the monsters a little lower level. But they might be the same levels. I don't really come over here very much, so I don't know the level ranges in these areas. So anyway, you have two options once you get here, though. You should be able to cut right through here and enter into Sandoria. Or if you get up here, you can come this way across and over into East Ronifer. There is a river here. So you'll need to go across the bridge here. Then you'll need to go up. And then there should be a bridge right here. And then you'll be able to enter Sandioria right here. So you can do it either way. Whichever you prefer. Excuse me. So this is going to be our trip to Sandioria. Now, like I say, that's absolutely if you had to walk in it. I believe at one point in this game that you actually did have to walk. We have kind of lucked out because now we have Unity warps, and so we can go talk to Igsley, and we can look around and see if he ports us anywhere near Sandioria. And then if he does, we can just take his port and, get to Sandioria much faster. So that's what we're going to do at this point. Well, let's go back to the game. And so we'll talk to Igsley and bring me to a wanted encounter. We'll check content level 99 and below. And the very first option he actually gives us is East Ronfer. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Understood, in a way to East Ronfer you go. So once we get ported here, we will see where we end up. And so our map, there we go. So when we take a port from Igsley, we get ported all the way over here. So if we were to walk backwards, we'd run into West Ronfer. And so we are here. So we're just going to walk from here over up and here and then up and into Sandoria. And so that will be our journey. If you're low level, I would recommend pulling your trusts out. Right now we are level 40, so pretty much everything in this area will be too weak. There is a field manual here. We can, though, since this is a brand new area, on our way we can go to combat region and we can pull up our conflict East Ronifer and defeat the requisite number of enemies in East Ronfer. So on our journey, we, even though they're low level, we can still complete that quest, and we might as well, because it's just killed 10 enemies. So, um, we're just having to walk anyway, so it's going to give us something to do, right? As we walk along. And just kind of follow the road, and it should get you where you need to be. But along the way, you'll run into some sort of enemy. And so there's our bridge. And it is good to do the conflict of each the areas at least once. There are some points when we won't do them just yet. We'll just be in the area. This thing's just gonna keep running from us. And then but if you can help it, do it at least once in each of the areas. Because like I say, it does, the first time you complete a conflict, it does drop a ring, or something that is probably going to be beneficial later on, or maybe even in the zone itself. So that's why I recommend completing it, even if you outlevel the monsters. And then you can turn it back off if you're not planning on staying there. But if you're planning on staying, so there is our tin, and we get a brass harness from this one. So wardrobe, oops, brass harness. So body all races, defense 10, level 11, warrior, monk, red mage, thief, paladin, dark, beastmaster, bard, samurai, ninja, dragon, blue mage, courser, dancer, and run. So we'll throw it in there. And then now we can just walk up, and we don't really need to fight any more monsters at this point. So, in most zones, I would, if you're trying to get through the zone, you're just walking past, I recommend following the road, rather close, because in some zones you can look at the map and think, "Oh, this would be a shortcut," and then you get, when you're going from your little shortcut, you'll run into little things that are going to block your path. It might be a little hill, it might be a hole in the map, so I recommend just following the road as closely as you can, if you're just running through, because backtracking is a bigger waste of time than just following the road. So because some of these maps, they look like you could just walk straight, and it wouldn't matter. But then the road curves and turns, and most likely there's a reason for that road turning like that. So like I say though, I'm pretty sure at first you would actually the first part of this game release, you probably ended up having to walk. And so now we have Unity warps, which is very nice. And so when you come to this area, you'll see the two guards and you'll enter. And this is southern San Dioria. So this is where we're at right now. And then there's North San Dioria, sorry. And there's also Port here. So our first objective really is going to be running around and grabbing our waypoints, or home points. And I hate exiting the menu. Like, I could swear I exited my menu and then I didn't, so I have to push it like 10 more times just to get out of the menu. It's like, I'm not sure what the repair mogul is. I never talked to it. Repair mogul. Good day, adventurer. I am able to repair any broken item data related to Trisk Sith +1. If you are unable to deliver a Triska Sith +1, it's possible that the item data has been corrupted. Please trade your Triska Sith +1 to me so that I may fix it. Okay. Huh. I don't know what that is, but anyway. I've never talked to that mogul, so it caught my attention. And there's one way up here, so we'll get this. And especially if you've never been to a city before, I highly recommend your first time to run around and grab all the home points, because later on it's gonna save you a lot of time. But if you feel like you're in a hurry and you only want to get to the city, I would recommend grabbing the first one you see, so you at least have one. Or else you'll, if you decide to leave the city for whatever reason, then you will pretty much end up having to make the walk all the way again. So I recommend grabbing Homepoints as soon as you enter the city for the first time, and just make it the priority. If you're on a mission or something, it can wait. You know, so that is one thing about this game, is the missions can wait. They don't have to be done instantaneously. So, now, before we go further, we're going to go to our walkthrough, and in each, in Sandy Oria, as well as Windurst, you can get trust permits. And so, since we're here, we might as well grab some new trusts. So we're going to need the Trust Sandy Oria. We're going to need to do this quest. And so Trust Sandy Oria. Required fame. Sandy Oria fame level unknown. Level restriction none. Starting NPC, Gandhibod, Southern Sandy Oria. Pack is none. Title, none. Repeatable, no. Description: Gandhibod of the Wano Institute of Magical Studies has introduced you to the Trust Initiative and asked you to visit Exon Mill in northern Sandy Oria. So the previous quest, there is none, and the next quest, there is none, so it's a standalone quest. Requirements: level 5 on any job. So again, you must be level 5. Rewards: Red Institute card, Sandy Oria trust permit, able to use Sandorian trust spells, X and Mill. So walkthrough: speak to Gandhibod in southern Sandy Oria at L6. He will give you the Red Institute card. Head to northern Sandy Oria and speak to Exon Mill at D9. If this is not your first trust quest that you are completing at this point, you will be finished with the quest and receive the Sandorian trust permit. If this is your first trust quest, you must use the trust magic spell Exon Mill in either West Ronford or East Ronford. After, return to Exon Mill for the Sandoria Trust Permit. And so, that is what we are going to do. We'll go back into the game, and we're going to talk to Gandhibod, which is right here. He is at L6 in southern Sandy Oria. That is where we are. And he's right here in Lion Square. There's a little square right here, and then he's standing right here. So we'll talk to him. And Gandhibod. I, Gandhibod, am an esteemed member of the storied Wano Institute of Magical Studies. The leading council has bid me come to this fair land of Sandioria with a most sacred mission. You know about this all-important trust initiative already? Rumors truly do spread like wildfire on a dry summer day. Whether my compatriots in Bastok or Windurst informed you is all of little consequence. What matters most is that you are here and wish to engage in the trials we Sandiorians can offer. So, participate in the experiment. I'd love to. I'm not sure it's for me, so I'd love to. How fortuitous. I swear by every gray hair on this head that you will not regret it. Your first task is to head to the city gates in northern Sandioria. There you will find someone engaged in the running of the ballista, a type of mock skirmish. Some call him the moniker of the grand hero of Sandioria. As you have already surmised, experimental magic may have unknown effects on the world, so he is very careful to ensure the safety of everyone involved. In fact, he was so dedicated to this goal that he himself stepped up as the nation's first participant in the program. Take this letter of introduction with you and head to Ranpur Gate in northern Sandioria. To get to northern Sandioria, you must first head west of here, then north toward Victory Square. After reaching northern Sandioria, you are to make for Ranpur Gate. Once there, seek out Exxon and pray do not affront him in any fashion. The words of a hero such as he carry unmatched weight in this land. So now we have obtained the Red Institute card. And I will note, you must have this item, Red Institute card. Examine Red Institute card. This ruby red card received in Sandioria from the affable Gondabad of the Wano Institute of Magical Studies permits the bearer to participate in the Trust Initiative. Alrighty then, so you must have that card. If you just run up to Exxon Mill because you're like, oh, this is where we get the trust from, you are unable to do anything with him. He'll say something, but you will not be able to get a trust from him until you have done that part we just finished and get this Red Institute card. So it is a priority to talk to Gondabad first, and then once you've done that, then you can make your way over to Exxon Mill. So just so you're aware, that is the step you need to take first, and then we'll go over here. And now we'll pick up our home points, so we can pretty much just make a circle around the area, and then we'll go find Exxon Mill. And then oh, that's the chat manual. There is a chat manual, and one of these days we'll pick that up. Well, will read it. They actually have a chat manual of how to conduct yourself while trying to chat. So one of these days we will go through that. And then again, always make sure that little window pops up before you leave the home point. Because you can easily click it and then run away from it and not actually have gotten it. So you want to make sure that little window pops up to say teleport here or there, and then you can run off. But because you can easily click it and think, oh well, I've got it, and it's you actually will need to double click it. So don't just tap it once and call it good. You'll actually need to make sure that you get it. Okay, here's the survival guide. And then that's a hunt registry, so now we've got that home point. And then Exon Mill can be found in this grassy area. Run per gate. And he is right here, standing right here. And he's located at D9, so it's right there. Now we'll talk to him. I am Exon Mill M. Archiet, overseer of all conflict-related matters. I see you wish to try your hand at trust. In bygone times, I might have said that adventurers were to be kept at an arm's distance like the deranged mother of one's partner. Yet, when I chose to revive the ancient traditions of conflict and ballista, it was you, the adventurers, who heeded the call to battle. As such, I shall permit you to engage in the trust ritual with me. The trust ritual draws forth energy from ardent bonds of trust and camaraderie. Camaraderie. Wow, I can't say that word. As are forged betwixt brothers in arms upon the battlefield. To cut to the quick, if a strong bond exists between the two of us, you will be able to summon an alter ego of me. Indeed, I could drive your foes into the sea as I did the orcs of Roswell. The problem is, I could hardly pick you out of a lineup with similarly built individuals. Yes, I am ready to commit to the ritual. Come, take my hand and concentrate on the bonds that the two of us have forged. Disgraceful. No, I'm not disappointed. I'm rather pleasantly surprised at our joint success. What is disgraceful is the very thought that there could be two of me. How can my power be unmatched when there are two excellent mills? Think of it, Wandering. Think of the possibilities this magic could open up if only we harness it properly. A whole army of excellent mills could even, yes, the Orc Empire would be like a prostrate babe crying out for its mother's milk. Ha 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 ha. Would you fancy that? Tonight we drink, tomorrow we vanquish. I am warming to the idea of this trust more and more. Though I must admit, I barely expected success to come so easily. I had triumphed in the bond only once before. It was with my old friend Raal, leader of the Royal Knights, but all those who came after have failed spectacularly. But that man can be so infuriating. Go here, hold your sword like this, turn 90 degrees and touch your nose. Make sure you do not fall into the same trap. In commemoration of this momentous event, I hereby present you with a scroll containing all we have achieved. Using this should enable you to summon my alter ego. While I have your attention, Corilla in the Temple Knights is also participating in this initiative. I must warn you, however, that she has little time for those who have done her no favors. I highly doubt she would consent to undergoing the ritual with you. Increase your reputation around Vanadil and do all you can for your home nation first. Alrighty then. And so, now we learn the trust Exon Mill. So, he just appears in our thing. So we lose the Red Institute card, but we gain the Sandoria Trust Permit. So examine Sandoria Trust Permit. This small certificate from Exon Mill permits the bearer to officially use trust magic. And now, there's a few other trusts around here, but like I say, we are only rank 1, and I think we need to be rank 6 before we're even able to get them. So we will run around and finish getting our home points. And so we're gonna go to Port Sandioria, and when we enter there may be a cutscene. There may not be, but there might. Not sure. And also when we get to, well, we'll just see if so there should be a home point here. And then so going up into the corner, Port Sandioria can be easy to miss. Well, all the ports can be pretty easy to miss because they're just far off to the side. But there is a port in each of the cities. All right. So it doesn't look like there was one. I wasn't sure. Like we're going to walk into some cutscenes, just because of the way the game is set up, and I can't remember where they're all at, but and so that's why I say we might be running into a cutscene and we might not, and it looks like we're so we will get our final home point for this place. I believe it's the final one. If I missed any, we'll end up getting them later, but we have all the ones I can think of. So at this point, we are now going to items. Yeah, we're going to go back to Bastok. So that was our trip to Sandioria. So that's the first city. So we'll go back to Bastok Markets, home point 1 exit. And then we're going to stop the video here. And so this will be our Sandoria trip. And so we'll stop the video here. And we'll start the video again. And go on our way. So